Take a moment and think back of a time when you may have been on the other side of the sales process and that salesperson was being extremely pushy. How did that make you feel? Just think about it for a minute. Welcome to the Final Expense Sales Academy, the hub for mastering the art of final expense life insurance sales. If you're looking to become a pro in the final expense industry, you're in the right place. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm your host to go through the ins and outs of the final expense business, from tips to tricks to industry insights. We cover everything you need to close deals with confidence, provide true value to your clients, and become a better insurance agent. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get started on elevating your sales game one video at a time. Hey guys, in this episode, we are going to break down why to not be too pushy in your close in final expense life insurance. So in this episode, we're going to discuss why being too pushy can actually hurt your closing ability in selling final expense life insurance. So take a moment and think back of a time when you may have been on the other side of the sales process and that salesperson was being extremely pushy. How did that make you feel? Just think about it for a minute. Several years ago, I was shopping for a car. So I stepped on a lot just to glance at a vehicle, and I really honestly had no intention in buying the vehicle and didn't really want to be there that long. I just wanted to take a glance at it. As I stepped into the shark-infested waters of a car lot, out comes a salesperson dressed in overalls weighing roughly 300 pounds. Large guy in overalls, you can imagine the picture. As he approached me, the very first thing that he said to me was, "How's it going? I could get you in that truck today," in a very country southern accent. At that moment, I could see how this was going to go. It was the most icky I've ever felt on a car lot. And if there was any chance I was going to buy that vehicle, it was gone then. It was done. I was not purchasing it from that guy. I'm not here to pick on used car salesmen, but unfortunately, they do have a horrible rap of this happening. If I would have stayed on that car lot, that salesperson would have been pushing hard for that sale to sell that vehicle to me, regardless of my interest or my thoughts. Plus, my buying experience would have not been very pleasant, so the chances of me revisiting the car lot would have almost been zero. So think about that being very pushy. So when you're on the other side of a horrible buying experience, it puts a very sour taste in your mouth. That sour taste can lead to buyer's remorse, cancels orders, bad reviews, canceled policies for us life insurance agents, and all the bad things that we do not want as salespeople. So when us insurance agents have gone through the entire sales process, we get down to the close, and that individual is just not making a decision. You are getting every objection under the sun. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my husband about it. I need to talk to my child about it. I need to pray about it. I need to check my finances. Round and around, you are overcoming every objection, but you're still not making any progress. Now you have sat with that insured for roughly an hour, and the chances of getting the sale are very thin. And you want to make sure you get a sale to make sure you're paid for this. I know a lot of agents who would simply just keep pushing until they wear that person out until they buy insurance, just to simply get rid of them. Sure, you get some immediate joy from selling the policy. But what are the chances that individual actually keeps it? What do you think they're going to think about when they get that policy in the mail? They're going to think about how that salesperson was pushing them so hard to buy the policy, and it just feels icky. I don't need this policy. So it's pretty slim they keep the policy. Now the agent that sold the policy is essentially getting a 30-day interest-free loan because that individual is just going to cancel the policy once they get it, more than likely. There is a fine line between being persistent and being too pushy. So let's break down persistent and too pushy. Persistent is asking for the sale a couple different times in a couple different ways. Okay. To be a successful salesperson, you do have to ask for the sale several times in several different ways. This is for a client that is showing tons of buying signals, but just keeps throwing curveballs. Being too pushy is hearing objections and not really listening to them. It's really more self-serving than serving the insured. What do I mean by that? It is hearing the objection. I need to think about it multiple different times with no clear meaning to what they want to think about, and it usually means that they're not interested, but they do not know how to say no. This is where a pushy sales agent will push the insured to buy the policy, and it oftentimes leads to a free cancellation. This is a very simple illustration of the difference between a persistent and pushy, because the best illustration I know how to give is the pushy insurance agent is going to try to push the insured, try to tell them what they need to do. You need to do this, and then just kind of force them into it. Whereas a persistent insurance agent is going to pull them in. They're going to find a way to pull them into buying the policy by asking very good questions, solving the problems at hand, and making sure that the insured is getting exactly what they want. Successful insurance agents are persistent and not pushy. So apply being persistent and take away being pushy, and you will see your sales A, go up, and B, stay on the books longer. So we wrap up here. If you got any questions, comment below. Reach out to us. Be sure to subscribe that way you catch all our latest content. If you receive something valuable here, share it with your friends. Share it on social media, and we will see you in the next episode.